guys, it's Bree. Welcome back to my channel. So this video is going to be a college video, just general college video. So this video is going to be why you should go to community college. Now, as you guys know, unless you've been living under a rock, if you've been a part of the channel for a while now, you guys know that I go to George Mason University, which is a university. I did not go to a community college. I did apply to community college, and I did, get in, and I got like a huge scholarship and stuff, but I didn't go. I went with Mason because I really thought that Mason, was it. But I do kind of want to give some advice to anyone that's looking to go to college or is, well, by this point, if you're attending college in the fall, you should already be starting college at this point. But yeah, so like if you're like a senior in high school, or even if you are a college freshman and you're open to changing your plans a little bit, I do think that community college is actually the better route to go. Sometimes it does depend on like your path and like the type, like for me, because like they tell you this in high school that there's nothing wrong with community college, and there isn't. I've told plenty of people that there's nothing wrong with going to community college, but for me, when I was in high school, because of the way that my mindset was and kind of the way that I had just been groomed up until that point, I felt like community college wasn't for me, and I felt like my academic abilities and my level of, just understanding, I felt like that all of that belonged at a university and not at a community college. And I was that student who took AP classes, dual enrollment classes. I had got a couple of college credits before I even started college. And so I say all that to say, don't get wrapped up in, because I feel like a lot of times in high school you get put in this like bubble, right? You're either the athlete or the nerd or the theater kid. Like, you get wrapped up in these titles, and a lot of times when you're in those like higher level classes, you feel like you have to kind of keep up that persona. And there is a stigma with community college, as much as people like to pretend like there isn't one. There is a stigma with it, and so sometimes you feel like, I have to go to a university. If I go to a community college, it's going to make me look bad. I'm not going to lie. There were times where we would see people who graduated before us, who were in the same classes as us, go to community college. And we're like, I wonder why they decided to go to community college. But to be completely honest with you, it is the smarter decision overall, and I'm going to go into some reasons why that is. So for one, the biggest obvious one is you save money. You save so much money going to community college, and I get so mad thinking about it, because when I applied to this one community college called Richard Bland, they pretty much were gonna give me a full ride. Like, my whole, had I gone to community college, everything would have been paid for. As a matter of fact, I turned down 2 full rides for George Mason. Jesus. But yeah, so I say all that to say, if finances are something that you're worried about, and you know that either you or your parents' financial situation doesn't really fit within, university, and you don't want to accumulate all that debt after you graduate, I highly, highly recommend that you do community college. It's going to save you so much money. And even if you decide to go to a university, see if your university will allow you to take classes that you need at community colleges, like over the summer, and transfer them over. Some will do that. But yeah, like overall, it's just very cost effective, and I just don't recommend anyone voluntarily going into debt. I'm the type of person that, because I look and see how other adults kind of accumulate all this debt. They got student loan debt and a car note and this and that. And for me, that's why I'm trying to make sure that I, save up my money and, you know, try to accumulate, you know, multiple streams of revenue and set myself up to where I don't have to have so much debt. I mean, I do have student loan debt, but, you know, I'm not trying to get a whole bunch of debt from other places and stuff like that. And so, yeah, definitely, you know, it saves a ton of money. Also, just speaking for me personally, I do low-key wish I went to a community college, not just for financial reasons, but for so with the experience, right? I wanted to go to a university because I felt like that was the only way I was going to get the full college experience. And in a lot of cases that is true, but the specific community college that I applied to, they actually have it's actually residential, so you can stay on campus at this community college, which is the only reason why I even thought to go. So I say all that to say, I went to George Mason because I thought that I was gonna get like this amazing college experience. I was gonna be out all the time with friends, and, you know, my social life was just gonna be amazing, and it was gonna be like the best experience ever. So looking back, it definitely was not that at all. My freshman year was pretty rough. Sophomore year got a little bit better, but even sophomore year was pretty rough. And so I say all that to say, if I was gonna have a rough time in college anyway, I probably should have done it closer to home. But I really thought, well, I'm not mad at myself for choosing a college that was so far away from home, because I felt like I needed to do that in order to grow and change as a person. So I'm really glad that I did do that, and I pushed myself out of my comfort zone, and I went somewhere completely different with new people, because it made me grow as a person. But it would have made my life a little bit easier had I stayed closer to home, and I didn't have to worry about really like being hungry, going broke. Well, I would have went broke anyway, but I could have been close to home. You know, I probably could have gotten a job a lot easier here. Like, I feel like things just would have been a whole lot easier had I went to the community college that was closest to my home, and I still would have had the choice of transferring to George Mason, because I was gonna get my bachelor's, so that was never a thing. But that's another thing too, you get your associate's degree, and then you have the option of going back to school to get your bachelor's. But you can get your degree and go ahead and get a job. You can kind of go ahead and get your life started a little bit when you go to a community college and get your associate's degree. When you're in university, I don't think I mean, I think I may have seen a few universities that offer an associate's program, but for the most part, when you go to a university, you're going for at least 4 years to get your bachelor's, and at that 2-year mark, you're not going to get any type of degree or certification. You just have to keep going the 4 years. So that's like another benefit, is that you can go ahead, get your associates, and, you know, get started. Another thing too I wanted to bring up is, you know, again, I don't want to discourage anybody. I know there's people out there who have had certain colleges set in their mind for years, and it's their dreams to go to these specific universities. But, excuse me, I honestly feel like during this pandemic, when you know that most of these colleges are 100% doing virtual learning, a lot of these colleges that opened up to do face-to-face have now reverted back to virtual. So I feel like at some point by the end of September, all these colleges are going to end up being online anyway. And so I say that to say, I don't know why you would choose to go to a university right now unless you do have the money for it. Please do not accumulate all of this debt when you're not going to get the full college experience. Like, it's really not worth it. You know, staying on campus, going to a super expensive school, it's just simply not worth it right now. Not in this climate, not when you're essentially staying at home, or maybe you're staying in your own apartment maybe, but things just aren't going to be the same. You're not going to get your full money worth, you know, doing that. And so, yeah, I would definitely say for that reason, definitely, like, any freshmen out there, you know, that chose to go to a university, I get it. I'm sure you guys probably had high hopes of, you know, making the best out of the situation, but I feel like it's just a smarter decision right now to just stick with community college. But you know, that's just my opinion. And also, I feel like going to a community college gives you more time to figure things out. During my time at George Mason, I have changed my major twice. Yeah, because I'm on my third major right now. Yeah. So, yeah, I said, but again, like, because I changed my major so many times, a lot of the classes that I took for each of those majors, now they don't count, and now I have like wasted credits. And it's like I'm at the point now too where I'm considered a senior because of all the classes that I've taken, but the classes don't count. And so again, that's time wasted, money wasted. So I think too, if you're not like 100,000% sure what you want to do, go to community college. And there's some people who go into university like thinking, or like they think that they know, like in their heart of hearts, what they want to do, and then they start taking the classes required, and they're like, oh, I don't think I want to do this thing specifically, let me look into some other stuff. I have a lot of friends who change majors their junior or senior year, and now they've added like an extra semester or two now trying to finish their current degree. And so I definitely think that with community college, you have time and a little bit more money to explore different subjects and to really figure out what you want to do. But for me specifically, I went to George Mason for game design, and George Mason is the only university in Virginia that had game design. So in my mind, I had like no other option. Like George Mason had to be that school that I was going to go to. But then I ended up not doing game design anymore. I switched to IT, which could have easily been done in community college, and then I switched from IT to marketing, which also could have easily been done. And I felt like I probably could have figured out too that I wanted to do marketing at that community college. But again, I was so caught up in, oh, this is going to be the most amazing experience, and you know, I just kept getting caught up into things that didn't really matter at the end of the day, because you know what does matter? Loans. And so, you know, I say all that to say, I don't want to discourage anyone from going to a university if that's something that you really want to do. It's your dream school. You know exactly what you want to do. The finances are there. Go for it. But I do want to tell people that maybe aren't sure about it, or they're afraid of how it'll look if they go to community college. Don't worry about that. Like, definitely consider going to community college before going to an actual university. There's a lot of pros to it. And yeah, so let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Make sure you guys get God, make sure you guys give this video a big thumbs up, and please don't forget to subscribe to my channel and check out my other two channels, my podcast channel, The Melanin Report, and my gaming channel, Golden Blaze 07. I know I've been posting on my gaming channel a lot. It's because my computers suck, and I've been trying so hard to record gameplay with OBS, but my hard drive just isn't handling recording well, so I'm trying to figure all that out. I'm also planning on revamping the my other gaming channel, Simmer Bree. I want to make that into more like a storytelling type of thing. So any of you guys that play Sims, there's people on this platform that they create Sim stories, that they actually like film their Sims and like put like text and music, and then make it into like an actual thing. So I'm working on that right now, so stay tuned. And also don't forget to check out my clothing line that embraces mental health, Andrea's Clothing. The link will always be in the description down below for you guys to check it out. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.